Welcome back. Two Books on Tap. We've returned. I'm your co-host, Dylan,
Dylan was out of
Freddie,
the.
and these are my other co-hosts, Kieran Kwan and Ryland Horvat.
Let's go.
And we're here to talk about The Nightmare Painter again. We're back. Part 4 and 5. I just closed my book.
Yeah, just part 4 in the epilogue.
Wait, is there no part 5?
I thought there was 2, but there's not.
Oh no. So we're here to do part 4. Wait, are you serious? There's no part 5?
And
I'm sure there's a part 5, right?
there's also epilogue and second epilogue.
No, there is just part 4 and epilogue. And the postscript. You can't forget the postscript.
Yeah, it's true. The real Brandon Sanderson.
So it's been a while since we hit this, boys. This
Yeah.
part 4 was pretty wild, I remember. I definitely had some mixed thoughts on this one. But I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of part 4, even though it's been a while since we read it, probably.
I think Alan, you went last time, so you're going first.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember enjoying it quite a bit. I definitely found it was definitely a page turner for me. Part 4. I thought it was.
Don't let my saying I had mixed feelings guide what you're gonna say.
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I really enjoyed it. I thought the twist was completely unexpected. We should have known. I feel like we tried to guess at where they were in relation to each other in the worlds, and I feel like it was pretty obvious when it was told, when it was said out loud, that it was on the other side of the shroud. So I was a bit. I laughed at that, and yeah, huge twist though, man. Huge twist. I did not see that coming. None of us got close to that, and I really liked the twist, and I thought it was really well done, and I thought it was, yeah, I was loving it. I was like, couldn't put it down.
Yeah,
I think there was some negatives in there, but I can't think of them right now.
there were some negatives, but I think I already committed to. Well, first of all, I liked it a lot. Thought it was the best part out of the 4 in terms of entertainment value for sure, and I think even, yeah, I enjoyed the writing a lot as well, and definitely a page turner. I finished it in one night. It was really good.
Same. I finished it literally the night after we did our podcast, I think, or I might have finished it the next morning.
Yeah, it was that kind of part for sure. I can pick some pretty big holes in it, some parts, but because I had such a bad experience with the first few chapters of this book, and having the podcast with you guys last time made me realize, like, it's not such a big deal. This book knows that it's being a trope, and it plays really well into that, and that kind of allowed me to just let things slide a bit more, and that subsequently increased my enjoyment of this part. So I could look past the plot holes, I felt like. Yeah, it closed off really well, left me with a really good impression of it, so it really turned around.
Yeah, I feel like this whole book I was adjusting to what they were trying to do, and as the further it went on, the more I enjoyed it because of that. I kind of just let go of other expectations and just was able to appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, definitely talking about it on the podcast helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely cried a bit during this last one. I really enjoyed it. I thought this story as a whole was like maybe one of my favorite Cosmere short stories that we've done so far. Yeah, just I thought it was quite excellent. I really, really liked how it concluded. This is how you get me into liking romance stuff in a fantasy Brandon Sanderson world. Quite well done, I thought. I and like I did feel the dialogue between them was like realistically cringe. Like it was cringe in a way that like felt realistic. Like you're like visibly cringing at some of the stuff. Not in this specific part necessarily, but like in general, like you're cringing because like you can see it happening. Like,
Yeah.
um some of it was a bit over the top, but yeah, in general, I thought that this concluded it really well. I think the most controversial part about this book might be the way that he used wit in the final part, in a very much tell rather than show fashion, where wit kind of just is like, ah, so something just happened on screen. Let me explain to you all of the backstory as to why we're in the situation that we're in, and it very much felt like you were kind of reading a Wikipedia article about the book, from Wit's descriptions. And
Yeah.
I think that's probably the weakest part of this whole book for sure. Just because it felt very like I understand like he's already fucking how many pages was this book? Jesus Christ! Like this is almost a half a Stormlight book in terms of book length. But so like I get that he needed to be a bit more concise at the end. It definitely felt though like he was kind of getting to the end and really like oh shit I gotta finish my book, but doing it in a way that was interesting I think. Um, like I could see what he was trying to do and it felt like an experiment, the way that he was telling this one at the end with wit. But overall, like the conclusion of the story, um, great twists at the end. I loved the twists. It was very much a, oh we should have known. Fuck, like they're going to bed when the other one's waking up. They have to be like it's synced day night cycles. Otherwise, what the hell's going on? Um, and I really like the whole Yumi bit. So yeah, I quite liked it. Very good. Favorite, probably. What was the other Cosmere book that we read? Short story, wasn't
Answer?
there one? No.
Or or
Oh,
breaker.
Warbreaker. Right. Wait. Isn't there another? Wait, there's for the secret projects. It's
I mean, all
Tress. Didn't we
Or
read
short
another
story.
one?
This is not a short story. This is
Or not short story, but of this, which is haven't we read another secret project?
Nope.
Was this our first secret project?
Yeah, that just came out this year.
Well, there's what? There's
And this one.
Tress, Yumi, Sunlit Man, the Wizards, and wasn't there a fifth that came out before this one? Okay, I need to look this up.
there's a fifth one that's coming out, not out yet, or just came out, isn't it?
No, so that's Sunlit Man that came out most recently. Brandon Secret Projects. Is there only four? Oh yeah, there's just four. I did name them all. Okay, never mind. Oh,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I think there's another one
We
that's.
haven't read Elantris and any of the other secret projects.
Oh my God, dude, we haven't read Elantris. My God.
Yeah, and that's the Emperor's Soul is set in
Yeah,
Elantris.
it is. Oh jeez.
Warbreaker was so good. That was
Yeah.
fun, man. That was a fun book.
Warbreaker was wild.
I love-
Wild for
Yeah,
sure, bro.
man. He's
So
just
a lot
so
more like Stormlight. I appreciated this book for being quite unique.
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely the most unique of his books so far. Although he does do a lot of genre bending between all his series. Like Mistborn was a epic fantasy, but it's more kind of like a heist book. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. The
yeah,
Way of Kings is the most epic fantasy.
most epic fantasy for sure. Um, yeah, how do you guys want to go about doing this one?
We could just go chronologically. It's just the one part.
True, true.
Um, we start with Oh, yeah. We ended part 3 with them finding out that aliens exist, but they're just random aliens.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then it's funny how Yumi immediately goes, maybe it's time travel. But then it's like, it kind of is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's been stuck in that. She's basically been dead kind of forever. Yeah, the way that how did you guys feel about the wit stuff actually? Because I talked about that for a while, I think there, but what did you guys feel about? How did you guys feel about the wit storytelling aspects of this?
The end, the epilogue, or just in general?
No, well, like just through for like all of the reveals during this part was basically like Wit going like scratch record scratch. Uh, you might not have noticed, but i- this is the explanation and what happened in the past that got
Yeah,
us to this point.
yeah. I think it wasn't incredible, but it had to be done. Can't really see, like, no character was in a position to have that knowledge.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
would have
Just
been
like
weird.
for this book, I can't see it any other way. The style, like what they were trying to capture in this book, which was just
Yeah.
like the relationship between two people, was like the focal point of all of
Yeah,
it. You know.
you just couldn't
Mhm.
resist having the most insane explanation for what's happening around them ever. But yeah, so I suppose this part worked a lot better with Wit than the first part did for me. But you needed to set up Wit as the narrator in order for this part to work. So they're kind of intertwined. And
Yeah.
overall, I think it's kind of weak, but it is what it is. You know?
Yeah, it was definitely a strategy. Like I could feel that it was like a writing style like experiment, I thought.
Yeah, the second person like narration in the opening took me off.
I'm actually really disappointed that we didn't get like a reveal as to like who he's telling the story to.
Yeah, Shalon.
Shalon, yeah. Wait, do you actually call her Shalon?
Yeah,
Wait, it's Shalon though, no?
the audiobook says Shalon.
No
I
way. It's
thought
actually
it was,
that's so wild.
thought it was Shalon too when I first read Wave Kings.
I can't imagine reading it being Shalon.
Um, yeah, maybe we'll find out in Secret Project number 5.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
so that's, I actually forgot about the aliens until now.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny. It never gets mentioned again.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
yeah.
It's just a phase. It's just to psych you out.
hmm Man, I really love that whole bit with Yumi making friends with all of Painter's old friend group and going out for dinner, and then him being there but not being able to interact at all, and just kind of having to witness like someone else being added to the friend group that's not him, and just like all the feelings and thoughts that he's having about it. Um, and Yumi also recognizing that kind of. Oh man, I thought that whole bit was just like so well written in
And
like a
defending him,
sorry?
Yeah.
and then defending him to them.
Yeah, yeah. Um and the whole like man, that whole bit where it was you're not a liar because you're not doing it for like malicious purposes. Oh man, that got me real hard.
Yep. Like the guy who put his weightlifting. That
Yeah,
was
that was hilarious.
yeah. At the end of the day, like they were pretty good friends in a lot of ways,
hmm
and that was nice to see.
Yeah, it was understandable.
Yeah, I
Go.
wonder if if we go from the beginning, whether there's like more hints and clues that the world that Yumi's world is fabricated. and that like the shadows are kind of creating it. Because I feel like I didn't notice any of them really. Like, did you guys feel there were any like
Well,
retroactively looking back that there were any hints about the world being like not real?
I was thinking about that because when at one point in this part, I think Painter in Yumi's world, instead of meditating in a normal way, decides to paint the villagers to meditate, and then the villagers like accept the painting, and then they become confused. Is that I was wondering if that's because he's imagining them as themselves. So then them as being nightmares become more of themselves because
Oh,
their own personality on top of them.
interesting.
But I don't know. There wasn't much said about it, so
Mhm.
Yeah. That was a cool moment though, where he like remembers his paintings. He starts painting everyone.
yeah. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super dope. I think the whole like painting, like, oh man, I love Brandon Sanderson's magic system in these books because it's like it's all about like imprinting human cognition into the world kind of, and like art and stuff, and any like the cognitive aspect of people being what powers all the magic systems. Um, and man, I really like the way that he in this one, like the magic system here is based on like creating art that like expresses your thoughts into reality and makes them real. I just think it's such like like a very interesting and like thought-provoking magic system because like it makes you think about what art means to everyone, and just like how we interact with it and stuff. And so like I think it's like a really well done magic system. Like
Yeah.
I think my favorite quote I was reading, like I remembered it again because I was looking at Way of Kings on like Amazon, and I saw like one of like the top quotes is like a good storyteller doesn't tell you the stories in order to like shove an idea down your throat kind of. It's what talking about this I think, but it's like a good storyteller is someone who gives you questions to ask
Yeah.
yourself. That's I butchered that totally. Let me find the actual quote.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
that was
you
from
got the message
that was
across.
from Wit and Way of
Yeah,
Kings, or in Words of Radiance.
it was Way of Kings.
When he goes with the flute
I
and
think
he tells
so. Yeah, when he's
that's a
talking to
crazy moment.
Kaladin.
He like stumbles, Calvin like stumbles upon Wit playing the
They're playing,
fucking.
gives him the flute.
Yeah, gives him the flute and then he loses the flute. That's so
just like,
Jake.
you
He's like, man, that
motherfucker.
fucking flute.
He's like, I gave you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's here. The purpose of a storyteller is not to tell you how to think, but to give you questions to think upon. Too often we forget that. Yeah, like that. Like in my opinion, that is Brandon Sanderson's like writing style to a T, and that's why I love all the books that he writes. Um,
Me
but yeah,
too.
It's sick.
It's so cool.
um, yeah, it's like this story. It personifies art being in the eye of the beholder. It's like the power of belief in something.
hmm
Um, yeah, the power that thoughts can have. That is the magic system. That is the very foundation of this world. It's super cool.
yeah, because like in kind of a way, it's also just like when you're like if you're truly believing and like motivated to do things and like projecting your idea of the world into reality, it can kind of be like magic sometimes the way that like falls into place.
Yeah, the power of the mind. It's fucking crazy. It's all you have.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that's
Here, like,
crazy.
I'm just reading this bit from like I was just looking through this, and it's like, yeah, they're talking about the machine, and it can summon spirits, he said, but it can't create art. Art is about intent, Yumi. A rainbow isn't art, beautiful though it might be. Art is about creation, human creation. A machine can lift way more than Tojin can. Doesn't make it less impressive when he lifts more than almost any human being. Yeah. He smiled at her. I don't care how well a machine piles rocks. The fact that you do is what matters to me. Like I don't know, I feel like that's just like the whole like that little bit there I think really captures the meaning of the book in terms of like the magic system and the themes of the book and everything and and
This
just in general the way that Brandon does that in basically all of his books, I feel.
whole book is an anti-AI
Yeah.
manifesto. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I am more anti-AI because of this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not when like she had her day start again when her memories got wiped. I was pretty phasing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I felt like it was pretty obvious eventually she was gonna break out of it, but yeah, it was
Oh, she's definitely gonna break out of it, but I was like, I don't know.
yeah.
It's just upsetting that like that concept of replaying the same thing over and over again.
I never realized that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she had been for the last 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No wonder
Crazy.
she's so messed up. Like, would you like talk painter? Like, you know?
Well,
Well, that was legitimately her life being messed up.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Or that was like legitimately her as a person.
I think her memory was wiped perfectly every time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just everyone around, like Lee Yoon was actually like that in real life.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, the twist with Leon being the fucking nightmare, dude, that was so nuts.
That was
It was so good. It's so
least
funny
expect.
that the antagonist in both worlds ends up being the same person was just like I just thought it was such a well written like concept of like overlap but yet the worlds being separate yet the same at the same, you know?
Yeah, and then at the
Mm.
Yeah.
end, Liam not being the villain, just confused and
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Leon just being like a
being
force that's like a yeah, love it. Just so I think just that whole arc I think was so well constructed and written. I don't know.
yeah.
It feels like it fit together so perfectly with the way that he was trying to like create dichotomies yet similarities between both the worlds. I felt like adding the bit where it's like the antagonist actually is the same person. Great. Super cool.
What else? You guys get low key jump scared by the fucking veil girl? I don't know. For me, it was like I just turned a page. I didn't expect I never expect the art to appear, so I'm using the Kobo.
The Veil Girl?
Remember like
I don't think I.
the Yokihicho that like comes through the veil and like sticking her hand through the shadow.
Wait, when's that?
Is it
When was
art piece?
this?
Yeah,
I don't think I had that in my book.
you guys don't have that?
I don't think I have that one in my
I jump
hardcover.
scared a book, bro. I love it. I didn't have that.
I have art. I don't think I have any art in the middle of the book. It's only like the beginning and the end.
What?
It's fake.
No, you guys must have this.
Like, can we see? Can I see?
Chapter 32. Go to chapter 32.
Chapter 32. No, I don't have anything there.
What?
At the end of
I've
chapter
had I've
32?
had a bunch of images
End
throughout
end end of chapter 32?
middle of chapter 32.
None of it, no.
No, nothing. And I have the hard. We both have the hardcover, right, Ryland?
Yeah, it's kind of cool how every medium that's put on, it seems like it has a different, like something cool about it. I found every time I was
Got it.
Kindle.
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah.
I've had like lots of images throughout the book.
No,
I haven't had any.
the only images in mine is like this one in the back of this is the back image at the back
Okay,
of the
I have
book.
that
You have that one?
at the end. Yeah.
And then the beginning is like this one. And I think there's also a color image.
I don't have that one.
The color image is really cool.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't realize you didn't have that. But yeah, it was like 1 a.m. I was lying in the darkness in my room, and I read right down the center,
Here's
revealing a
another one.
human hand and shoulders and a face. A woman dressed in bright tobak of Yokihijo, reaching out to them with a voiceless scream. The shroud surged forward again, following her, then bulged out. And then I saw this image, just like in the middle of the night. I was like, "Damn,
Show it to the stream.
I'm gonna do that to me."
Wait, when was this that this happened? Like
Chapter 32, like
or
right
like
near.
at what point in the book, story
Right at the
wise?
beginning of part 4.
Like what was happening during the story
Oh,
when
what
it
was
happened?
happening? They were stacking. She was stacking rocks on the beach.
Stacking
Because
rocks on the
this
beach.
design had told her that she's connected to 13 other Yokihijo in the world through a spirit web. And then she was like, I want to find them. So she goes to the beach right next to the shroud, starts stacking rocks, and then the Yokihijo reaches to the shroud.
Yeah.
How do I not remember that at all?
Yeah,
I have like zero memory of that part.
You remember that connection? I remember her stacking rocks and then the shroud being exposed, and then there was something that came out. That like didn't actually come out, but like appeared.
Oh, well, you guys got to look up those images
Yeah.
after this.
Hmm. Man, I'm trying to find the bit where like Wit starts talking.
What did you guys think of the fight scene?
Oh, it was sick.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. And Painter asking Akane and his friends to believe him, and they do. And they don't just believe him, but they also say like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world. Like, you know.
Yeah, we'll still be your
Yeah, we'll still be your friends. We'll just tell them, yeah, we messed up. Like it is not.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, if we do this for you, if you're wrong, like this is the last chance. It was just like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
we
was-
believe
that
you.
was-
That.
And if not, then you know what? Whatever. But that was really nice.
Yeah. No, it was very like oh man. So well. I loved it. I loved it. And such a cute ending with them fucking having their own noodle shop with an art gallery attached to it.
Yeah,
Cute ending.
super cute ending.
You guys think that
Do you-
it was over? That she died? Or that vlog?
I thought I was gonna end
Yeah, maybe.
with
would've
the
been-
ending of the show.
Would have been kind of cringe if she died.
I think it would have made sense, but it would have sucked. I'd have been pissed.
Yeah, I feel like if she did die, it would have been like, okay, so the girl just has to die at the end of everything. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would have, wouldn't it? Yeah, I
What?
don't know.
Well,
It would definitely not set it up for them to be ever incorporated in the Cosmere again.
Yeah.
I'm not
Do
gonna
you,
bring up just
you guys think there's this dude? I can't wait for the fucking Avengers like section where like all the main characters from all the
Yumi
Cosmere
still up and stacking rocks, man. Like, get out of here.
And then they show up and it's just like they come out of a portal and they've just got this like cozy core like bowl
yeah,
of
they're
noodles.
both of them have like pretty much no. Well, I guess Yumi's ultra invested, so she has a connection.
It's like
Yeah,
Yumi
Yumi's OP as fuck, right? Like
She could do whatever she wanted to.
Painter's pretty.
Ranger's nothing.
You got nothing.
Painter's
Stats
pretty
low.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and this bit, like, I don't know. Here's how like chapter 39 starts and goes into like the wit description. And it's like, all right, at this point, some of you might be confused. If so, you're in good company because all this confused the hell out of me when it began. Let me go over it again, laying up the threads as I've been able to gather them. Together, they might present for you a tapestry of understanding. It was like, okay, I get what
Yeah,
you're doing there. It felt a bit ham-fisted and fast at the end. I do think it was a cool concept. By the end of it, I don't really see any real reason for them to have like the highly lowly things with the
yeah,
wit. Because like wit,
it was,
like the concept, right, is wit is receiving all of this story as like images in his mind as he's stuck in this like frozen state, which is a cool concept, I think.
I
But
think it was a shout out to Japanese language. Was it
yeah,
Korean language?
Korean, Japanese.
Yeah,
mhm.
he's really trying to relate, like, make it feel like that to the world. I
Yeah,
love
I
Shy.
think I see what he was doing there as well. It's just like I feel like it came up like 5 times in the book and
I
had
know. I
and
don't think it
had
was worth it
no
either. I think
impact.
he had an idea to have it in there, and he thought it was gonna be cooler, and then just letting it go was just too upsetting for him. That's how I feel about that. Like, I feel like I would come up with the idea and be like,
This is
"This
amazing.
is so cool in my brain. I'm gonna like deliver it like this. This like I have this like language and this like in my
Yeah,
head,
yeah.
and it's so different, and I need to convey that in this cool
Yeah.
way to represent the culture more." And then like it just, but then you're like, oh, I just don't want to let go of it.
Yeah, so you always have the context, so you always know what they mean. You don't
Yeah.
need the extra, but it's
I think once or twice it was kind of.
minor complaint about that.
Yeah, I think maybe the reason why it was highly lowly is that like the actual text in the like it's written in English, right? So
Yeah,
some of that highly lowly is going to be like in the translation of like the phrase. Like some phrases are like known for being like highly or lowly. So like we kind of pick up on that automatically, I think maybe. But like
That's
so that
interesting.
but like the actual way that it was spoken wouldn't have had that same like context from the way it was written
Yeah,
in the other language. So maybe it's just like an added like contextualizing bit to like in the translation of the
and
languages.
on that, maybe literally when he translates the book, it'll be a lot easier for people to read in other languages
Yeah,
because
yeah, maybe.
they won't have to understand English phrases as much.
Hmm.
It would be really helpful, like, because you know what I mean. Like that would make the translator's job so much easier because they wouldn't have to like
well, I mean, you're assuming a translator would know like the context.
for sure, but then
Yeah,
they'd have to
yeah,
change the sentence structure completely.
Yeah,
yeah. Which I'm pretty sure they must do, right?
they already do that.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they could keep it more. They could keep it a lot closer to the true text by having that context in there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe no
Anyways,
justice to that,
interesting
boys.
concept. Interesting concept. I might ask Saoirse about that.
Um,
Actually, it's weird I haven't yet. If you're listening, I'll ask you about that. um,
I did feel the ending was a bit unsatisfying with how abrupt it was.
in
I
what
think
way?
I don't know. I guess it just switched to wit. I didn't feel that we needed that like the misdirection of her like almost dying and then coming back.
You had to, man, with the foreshadowing.
Well, you
True.
okay? You wanted to do that. Did you have to?
I don't know. It made it.
Yeah.
It made it all the more dramatic when she did
Yeah.
live. Like I genuinely did believe that she could have died because of the foreshadowing.
Yeah. Well,
I do agree that it felt like it ended up a bit abruptly, though.
it felt like
Mhm.
I wanted to see a bit more of them, their story continue without wit talking over it. Like the overlap was a bit too strong for me.
Yeah,
Like
the wit was a
it
bit too much in this one,
Yeah.
I think.
was like felt like the conclusion was like 10 minutes away from finishing if this was the film, And then suddenly Wit's like, why do we tell stories? Well, let me tell you about this other thing, and then this other thing. Oh yeah, and by the way, she did survive. And it was like, yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Eh?
yeah. It's like, and they lived happily ever after. Like, couldn't have given us a bit more. I mean, we're all invested in the soap opera right now. We want to see them talk, at least. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah. Dude, the whole soap opera metaphor was also so good, dude.
That's what made me like this book so much more, because I'm like, okay, Brandon knows. He knows what's up. I'm gonna go with you on this journey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I do think there must have been a way that he could have like got us there with him a little faster. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like a
It's
fucking.
just because I didn't know what to expect with this book. So when suddenly Wit's speaking directly to me at the beginning of the book, I'm like, what the hell is this?
I hated
Yeah, I think also like that it's a romance thing. Like it is a romance book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Or like a prologue being like, "This is a cheesy romance novel. Don't expect anything else."
Then I would have been like, this is so much more than a cheesy romance novel.
I know, and it would be
But,
set in the bar low. It would be
yeah.
amazing, and then you'd
Oh,
be
man.
ready for it. But like, I think
Maybe
there's something.
maybe it should have started with Wit watching Downton Abbey or something. Like,
Yeah, I think they could have done something better there. The fact that it took us that long to warm up to the book.
yeah, I agree.
That's a really talented, like, that's like a high level book writing
Yeah,
ability though.
It ended on the best.
To write a very unique style of novel and then get a person to adjust to that unique novel style
Right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really difficult. And it's probably more satisfying in some ways that we didn't get there for a while.
Should this finish?
Mhm.
Another image.
Who is that? It's a bit hard to see, but yeah.
Oh man, do you guys expect the Dream Watch to be just a bunch of frauds?
Oh, dude, that was
so
so good. It's like it's like there's the whole time there's some fucking reason why he didn't get in. There's some
Yeah.
bigger reason other than his skill, and like it makes so much sense that like it's just a bunch of fucking like it's a
Yeah,
prestige
that was such a real
position.
moment.
It was
Oh.
such a real moment, dude. It was like, oh man, oh, okay. You've been like struggling your whole life and you're like the most skilled person and then like you just don't get picked because your dad isn't a fucking politician. Oof. Yeah, because like the whole time you're like, oh, there's got to be some kind of like conspiracy or something, and it turns out there is, but it's like the most boring kind of conspiracy, you know?
It's a bunch of trust fund.
Just a bunch of trust fund kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Working in secret.
Can't believe he didn't know that though, you know?
I know, right? Yeah, it kind of sucks that's not like
That would be
common
such a good
knowledge.
thing to know. You know?
Well, yeah, it would have
His
changed.
whole life
would have changed his life.
Yeah. It would change his like he did have a big arc, but like that it was such a big moment for him. I mean, like, oh, it's all a sham. I would have got in. The whole time.
Yeah.
Spent the last like 4 years being depressed.
Yeah.
And having
Yeah.
no
Literally could have saved 4 years of depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he just knew. Oh man, so sad. Brutal. Brutality.
Imagine what that conversation with his friend is gonna be like when he tells them that. Because nobody knows this apparently. So.
Yeah.
Like, guys, actually, everyone there is a fucking fraud. Like, you're a liar again, painter. Never want to talk to you again. Right? What else happened in this book? Oh, the machine, the algorithm that killed everyone.
That was not bad.
Oh my god, dude. That was so
So
crazy.
good of idea. It just killed everyone though.
classic programmers. Fucking
Dude, that was very AI like
making
scary, man.
making too good of a code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of the sword in Warbreaker.
Yeah.
They programmed it to kill,
Destroy
destroy
evil.
evil.
Oh, Nightblood, right? Yeah,
Like, what a great idea.
yeah, that's true, eh?
What is
Yeah.
evil?
Fuck.
Destroy.
No.
Destroy.
How did I not think of that?
Evil. No, not like that. Yeah, pretty much, hey.
You know, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, okay, well, how is a rock stacking machine gonna fucking kill everyone? But you just gotta go along with it because it's crazy. So
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
guess
just
it's the
trying to do
power
that.
source, right? It's like it's the yeah.
It's
It,
on
it could be
Investiture.
it could be used for anything, right? Like it just happened to be a rock make building machine, right? But it could
They
have
just
been
made
anything.
spirits,
spirits.
souls.
Mhm.
So wait, is it? It's stacking the rocks, which attracts the spirits, which then it absorbs power itself. And those spirits are easily fucking amused, bro. Like those rock towers are shit. Like Yumi said, man. What are they doing?
Yeah, I thought there's a little more there, but I'm not sure.
Can't help but feel the spirits are getting a raw deal out of this.
Well, because I guess it was feeding on investiture, right? And everyone is investiture.
Right. So they turned on the machine, and by proximity, everyone just died because it quickly absorbs them.
Yeah. And then what was the shroud again?
They're like dark. They're material.
Dude, the shroud is the dark gunk of everyone's souls that was sucked in
Yeah.
to the machine.
The waste product of their.
And that's what they said. It's like a death of a god. It's not a death of a god. It's just death of like a
Everyone.
lot of people, not just them, but their
Mhm.
souls.
Nightmares of people. I'm trying to come back alive.
Yeah.
Crazy, Brandon.
Crazy shit, dude. Absolutely crazy shit.
How do you come up with this? Could have just had them on another planet. Called it a day.
Anything else?
Yeah, oh man. The other bit is like I love that like the thing that changed it is that Yumi is like the best stone stacker in like the whole universe for all time because she's been stacking stones for 2000 years. And
Must
this bit
remember
here,
shit.
so it what her skill couldn't be separate. Yeah, the machine couldn't account for Yumi spending centuries perfecting her art. Yes, her memories were wiped each day, but something remained muscle memory, skills that sank in deep, infusing her soul like rum in a cake. Her skill couldn't be separated from her, she had earned it. So it was that on the day that our story began, something remarkable occurred. 1700 years of repeating the same day, and something finally snapped because Yumi, her skill reaching a crescendo, stacked so well that she pulled a single spirit away from the machine. This changed everything. Like, I don't know, it's so cool.
Makes the moment where Painter's stacking with Yumi's help so much cooler. Yumi's like
Yeah.
That was such
the
a
best
cool
of all
scene.
time.
That was such a cool scene.
Yeah.
It's like with the romance between them and the relationship building. It's like finally them understanding each other's worlds. It's like they merge together and they finally achieve something amazing because
Yeah.
like worked out. It was so
Yeah.
symbolic of everything. It was perfect.
Yeah, and like I love just like little bits like this. Like I feel like this is the kind of thing you find in all of Brandon Sanderson's books that I love so much is the like you'll have to forgive Leon for the near murder of someone she loved and was sworn to protect. She wasn't feeling like herself at the time. In fact, she hadn't felt like herself for 1700 years. It's like
Right.
it really contextualizing why people are the way that they are. and like trying to help them in some way to like it's every single book so far it's been really like contextualizing why people are the fucked up ways that they are and then understanding them and trying to work with them in order to become better people.
Right.
Pager did really good.
Hmm.
Zack and Rocks though. Not bad.
Yeah.
You know with the know that Yumi's the greatest of
Mhm.
all time.
Pretty eye. He's pretty eye. He can get a 12. He can go on
He
12
got like
stack.
12 on his own.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
It was pretty epic when Yumi was or when they were getting chased by Lian.
Yeah.
Um and they almost died basically. Almost killed Yumi. I thought that was a really well done action scene, just in the sense that like the action wasn't particularly interesting, but like the implications that were occurring in there and like the suspense was I thought was really well orchestrated in that like chase scene.
Comes out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just like the whole last bit I thought was so good. The battle where they're all like fighting off the the nightmares and then it's like finally they realize that you can like they keep painting them into like inanimate objects, but that only works for a certain period of time because that's not what the nightmares want to be. They want to be the humans that they used to be, and then like Painter finally realizes that and starts painting them as like humans and trying to remember who everyone was in the town from Yumi's past, and then that works to stop them from being nightmares by like humanizing them rather than because like the whole Nightmare Watch the whole time they're like never paint them as humans, it's so much more difficult, like just paint them, just do the easy thing, paint them as like an inanimate object that's easy to do and will neutralize them um because like a human can still be dangerous, right?
Yeah.
But the whole point is that like they have they're angry for a reason, and if you just like work with them instead of trying to antagonize them and push them down, you'll be able to reach like an understanding.
Interesting commentary
Yeah.
there. It's like it's a lot easier just to neutralize someone than understanding them.
Hmm.
There's only one path to like true success, and actually having a connection, making a connection, and having a meaningful have that person having a meaningful relationship with the world again,
Mm.
actually understanding them.
And seeing them as something that's useful.
Yeah.
Rather than I'm not sure if that's commentaries in this book.
Sorry.
If they directly comment on that,
Like,
but just seeing something as individuals as a useful, like as someone you can like help to become useful in a way, rather than just neutralizing them. And
What do you mean by useful?
like they can add to society, and like they can like they're valuable.
Yeah.
Rather than seeing them as a hindrance,
Hmm.
a problem that needs to be solved. Like
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I also think like this bit here, I just flipped the page and I'm like, oh, another part that's like really good. Stacking. You might not call it an art. You might find it the strangest idea. This is what Yumi's people revere. This is what they consider the highest aesthetic achievement of their culture. This, yet all art is meaningless without those to admire it. You don't get to decide what constitutes art, but we together do. Like I like that like art is what we decide as a collective. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was great because like yeah, stacking stones isn't really the most.
Bro, honestly though, I don't know if it's just because this book's influencing me, but like, I would love to see someone stack. I'd love to see Yumi stack 20 stones live,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Hell
I'd
yeah.
watch. I'd
Yeah.
show up.
Hell yeah.
It'd be crazy, man. The way they describe it, like the way it actually would be if someone just could stack like 20
Yeah,
stones, like
these are the craziest angles.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah, it would be pretty
Like-
cool. Like, dude, seeing a stone spiral stack would be pretty dope.
yeah.
well, there are people who do that.
So cool that you can
Check it out.
probably find it in a video game because video game is the greatest form of art that exists.
Well, I was just gonna say you can definitely find people who actually do that, and
Yep.
they're probably insane at it.
Why not you?
I don't want to attract the spirits, you know.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like this book was impossible to predict. It's like what's gonna happen now.
True, yeah.
You should have known something was on the other, like that Yumi was on the other side of the shroud. For sure.
Yeah.
You have this like element of the whole world that's
yeah,
like
it's like
that's like not just they have no idea what's there,
yeah. fair
and
enough,
we
fair
have
enough.
this character we don't know where they are.
Well, it was the misdirection of the planet being in the shroud.
Yes. Oh, sorry, the planet being in the shroud, or planet being them going to the planet.
On the planet, like through the shroud, I guess.
Did they go through the shroud? No.
Wasn't the shroud like right next to the city? They have to go through it to get there. So they literally leave the world to go to the planet. It's
Yeah, but I
actually-
thought the shroud wasn't 3-dimensional. I thought it was 3-dimensional, but I thought it was like a cloud over something, not like a cloud over the whole world. I don't think they ever went through the shroud to get to that planet. Did you think they went to the shroud through the shroud to get to the planet, Dylan?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Kieran's saying, well, you know when they went to the other planet and they found the aliens?
Yeah, yeah.
That they went through a shroud to get there.
I don't think so.
I think it was like a
how,
cloud.
How do they do that then?
Sorry, how
it's
do
a
they do
cloud
which?
area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they can see the planet.
Right. So then you're saying,
Yeah.
but they have no sun though.
I don't understand the sun's part because they said like the sun was real. So I don't understand that.
They have oh, right, yeah, they don't have a sun, right?
How is the sun
I
real?
thought everything was just black in the sky all the time. They have to be surrounded by the shroud at all times.
Well, but they can see the planet at night.
Yeah.
So how would that work?
So they both can see they both can see the sun.
Yeah,
Sun.
maybe the shroud is just. Maybe there is a shroud there. Maybe there is some slight shroud that like blocks out the light.
Maybe they went through the whole
The shroud,
that
the shroud has
sun
70,
made.
the shroud has 70% transparency.
Or maybe maybe the
Yeah, maybe it
whole-
thins out near the top and it's kind of opaque. Yeah, I don't actually
Well,
I don't actually know that. That's a good question.
where
That's
the
a very
sun
good
comes-
question.
Where they can see the sun is where they can get through.
At Brandon Sanderson, you have a plot hole here that we need
Yeah,
resolved.
Brando.
I need to go to a Brando Q&A.
We're gonna go to a fan con one day and meet Brandon.
I'd love to. That'd be super fun.
And how do they see the planet? That's the only
Dragon
thing I-
Steel's pretty epic. I'd love to go.
I'd be down. What would you dress up as though?
Would you dress up as? I mean, I'd be fucking Kaladin for sure, brother.
Sad though. You're too happy
Yeah.
now, Dylan.
I'm too happy now. True.
Yeah.
True. I'm more like an Adeline now.
Yeah.
Rollins Adeline. So
True.
Apparently, I never said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we all said that. We all said you were Adeline.
Stupid and pretty.
Stupid and pretty.
Adeline's not stupid, man.
Adeline does have some.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling. He's smarter than he comes across in the beginning.
He's just chilling.
In the beginning, he's such a douche.
Yeah, he's not douche. He just seems oblivious to a lot of things.
What are you trying to say here?
Well, I am saying you. Hey man, you're more like book 4 Adeline. Okay.
Oh, that's what my nickname would be.
I'm gonna go as in dude selling the burritos from from Wave Kings. What's that?
You gotta go as Rock.
Yeah. Rock.
I'm going as the shoemaker.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna go as what's her
That was the
face?
best.
I'm gonna do a dress cosplay as what's her face? Uh the girl in the wheelchair.
Oh
It
yeah.
starts with an R. I can't remember.
Yeah, she's cool.
Risen.
Risen, yeah. Go as Risen. And then make like a dragon that I ride.
She rides a dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her pet, her bird,
yeah.
absorbs the energy of the island and
Right,
dragon.
right.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers for everything. We've passed the spoiler mark.
Yeah.
If we're talking spoilers, it was so funny. Sergio's texting me and she's in Oathbringer Part 3 right now. And she's like, Kaladin really does just collect soldier platoons like coins, huh? That's so true, eh?
Collect
Yeah.
souls like
Soldiers.
Soldier platoons like coins.
yeah.
Yep.
Can't help but being the leader.
Yep.
All right, highs and lows.
Highs and lows. Oh man, dude. Low is gonna be for me the wit narration. I'll just go with that right away.
Tables a turn.
I just thought it was first time I've ever used wit as a low point ever, I think. But yeah, just the narration bit, I understand why it needed to be there because the book was already getting super fucking long, but yeah, I get why. I get why. But it still felt a bit ham-fisted. On a read back, I think it would be not as bad, but and like at the time it felt very ham-fisted. I do think that it's not nearly that bad, and I think that just really this is a really fucking good last bit.
Now my low will be the abruptness of the ending. I wish if we are gonna stick with the fake death, then I wish after going to wait for one epilogue, we went back to the main story for a bit, and then we went for another epilogue. Just felt a bit unsatisfying. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna copy one of them. I think I'll probably take Kieran's out of those two, just because I don't really see how this novel, basically all the justifications you gave, Dylan. I don't see how this novel really could, without being a lot longer. I don't see what character would give us that information. So I would take Kieran's out of those. The ending was a bit. I just think there's a little more that could have been there. Maybe just an extra like 6 pages, a bit more about them, or maybe like a little like where they could go after this or something. I don't know. It felt a little weird, but
yeah. I think I was like fully into the romance story at that point. So I was like, I want to see more of this, man.
Where are the kids?
Where's the
Yeah.
marriage, bro?
Mhm.
It's very tasteful, bro.
Man, I still have no idea what the fuck my high is. There's just like it feels like everything was so good. I don't know like what to pick out as like one thing that was like my favorite.
Really hard to pick. Maybe
I do really like Yumi had been practicing for 2,000 years, and it
That
took her
was such a cool
2,000
moment.
years of practicing in order to wrest one spirit from the machine, and that changes the course of the whole planet. And like that
Yeah,
was the one thing that the machine couldn't plan for.
yeah, I would say that for your the battle scene. It's
Yeah.
so.
really epic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll pick.
like it that the one thing that the machine couldn't plan for was like the human aspect of like mastery over time.
Memory.
Even though we're such like fucking imperfect creatures, like we have this uncanny ability for like learning things
Yeah, and like
over time, even with our memory being wiped, right?
yeah, and mastery of physical skills
Yeah.
is like something that we can do.
Yeah, that's
That's
actually one big thing because like I don't know if you guys watch any of those like Mark Rober videos or like those like science YouTubers, but whenever they're making any kind of like robot to do stuff, the most difficult bit is trying to create like ways that it can interact with the physical world. Um, like one dude just made like this like machine that will put together a puzzle, and like one of the most difficult part is trying to like actually place the pieces and like push them in properly. We take for granted how easy it is that to use our fingers and like
yeah,
how incredible it is for interacting with the world.
yeah. Like machines are so good at so many things, but just being able to like clean your room, something
Yeah. Pick
a
things up.
machine
Yeah.
so impossible for a machine to do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was cool. The battle scene was incredible too.
Yeah, and it's not like a standard battle scene because they're just painting.
Painting and like I love that part where they're like, yeah, it's okay. That doesn't
Yeah,
happen. That was so
that
wholesome,
was such a wholesome moment.
unexpectedly wholesome.
Yeah. So good.
I'm gonna pick the Ghost Yumi stacking and painter copying scene as my high.
And witch popping?
The painter copying her.
Oh, is that in part 4?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was in part 3. That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. How she was trying to teach him by like mimicking the
yeah. And they were able to stack 30 together because she could use the soul of the rock to stack it, and then yeah, just like it's just symbolized everything that had happened so far in the story, and like them finally working together and understanding each other, and then him being like her being worried that he'd be insulted because he needed the help, and him being like, no, the first thing you do is interpret the masters when you're learning to paint.
Oh man, I wouldn't even have thought to say that as my number one, but that's so well done. You said it beautifully how it works with how it like showcases the themes of the book.
Also, shout out to the finding the aliens on the planet. It still makes me laugh when I
That
think
was
about
good.
That's
Yeah.
not you. Yumi doesn't have 4 arms.
I think that was in part 3, but
Yeah, that was right at the end of part 3. Yeah.
all right. I guess that's you, me, and the Nightmare Painter.
That is. On to.
Trust in the Emerald Sea.
Yeah.
Next.
I'll have to go pick up Sunlit Man after that.
All right. This has been Books on Tap.
Have a good night.
See you later.